Little different look here this morning. Anyway, it's sprinkling rain. I was going to do a driving video, but you don't want to look at the windshield wipers. So let's go. It'll just be a different look. Here I am in my Chevy Spark 2022, 47.1 miles a gallon, and here we go to Ruidoso. So what are we going to talk about? Well, I'll tell you. Buying real estate today, or buying any real estate particularly. We're going to talk about going to realtor.com or Zillow or whatever and finding a piece of property and buying it online and all that stuff. Man, I'm telling you, talk about a change. I'm going to give you an example. It just happened to me. I was doing a search of the whole state of Colorado. Okay, in other words, you just put in your parameters, you know, your price and what you're looking for, raw land, home, or whatever, and then you can do a search of the whole state. Okay, you don't have to do town by town. So I just did a whole state to see what I could see that might be in my price range. Well, anyway, I found one that was just ideal. I mean, I could not believe that I had stumbled onto it. It had just been listed. It was a half acre near South Fork, Colorado, in a little, I think it's called Alpine Village. Beautiful place. Had a 10 for a view. I mean, unbelievable. And if you want to check it out, I'll give you the address. It's probably still there, even though it's sold. Not to me, but anyway, it is 50 Shirley Drive, South Fork, Colorado, and it listed for $34,900. It had a little cabin on it, really a neat place, just like something I'd build. Only this one was 200 square feet, had a 10 by 10 deck with a knocked out view. I mean, a beautiful view, and that's what I thought. I was buying the view basically. And I could have parked my RV there at the end of the cul-de-sac because that property hadn't been sold, and the realtor said, yeah, that'd be fine. And then eventually I'd build me a little place to park the RV on the property, and hell, I could be there self-contained because it didn't have any hookups. So, of course, I contacted the realtor immediately, and she had a few questions, got those answered, and then well, yeah, I made a full price offer. Yeah, I mean, that's unusual for me, but just based on what they had there, I thought, well, hell, you can't hardly miss on this. The half acre was worth about $15,000 to $25,000, depending on what numbers you looked at, and the 10 by 20 home on a concrete slab or cabin. With a 10 by 10 deck, well built, as you'll see. that cabin alone was worth $35,000. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, well, let's jump on this one. So I did. I called the realtor, made a full price offer, and I thought, well, I got it. She said, well, you're the first one, and I thought, well, good. So she sent me the info, the electronic info. I went ahead and filled out all the stuff. Got my bona fide offer in the, first in, right? Well, a few minutes later, she calls me back and she says, we've had another offer for $35,000. Well, I'd offered $34,900, and I thought, big deal. So I said, okay, what I'll do is, rather than having to do the paperwork or electronic stuff over again, just whenever you deliver my offer, add $101 to it. So I'll be above the $35,000 by $1, okay? Well, I'm thinking, well, now I got it, Well, folks, now real estate companies and realtors work for eBay, okay? I mean, basically, that's an exaggeration, but it's the philosophy is true, because you make an offer, a full price offer, and you think you've done it. You ain't done nothing. You talk about people coming in over you quick, particularly if it's a deal that just popped up. Yeah, hell, I mean, I don't know how many. She said she had, quote, several offers. and she called me yesterday afternoon and said that somebody else had bought it. I mean, I wasn't going to get in the eBay bidding game, you know, because what will happen, you know what happens there. You just keep adding a dollar. And, you know, the winners are, of course, the seller, they like it, and the realtor, they like it too, because they're getting 6% of whatever number you guys end up with. So I was a little disappointed, but, you know, that's the way it is. But I have to tell you, when you look at 50 Shirley Drive, South Fork, Colorado, you're going to be extremely impressed. No, that was a deal. You can fish down in the Rio Grande River for trout, fly fishing, and you know, it was just a great little spot. And but you know, as far as looking for other property around there, no, that one just happened to be a deal because it had that little cabin, and you know, I thought, well, you know, I could, over a period of a couple of years or so, I could get electric in there, possibly water, you know, and have a regular little house there that I could use for, you know, more than just part-time, because the winters there are a little cool. It's about 8,000 feet in elevation, so the winters are going to be a little cooler than Capitan and much cooler than Texas, obviously. I talked to some people there on the phone that live there. I called an RV park, talked to the owner there, and she said that they had moved to Denver from Florida, then from Denver to South Fork. And no, she said the winters weren't bad at all. It was a, quote, dry, cold. And, you know, I've heard that before. You know, cold is cold and hot is hot. But anyway, basically what I want to get across in this video is, if you decide you want to buy something, a place for a home base or a home or whatever, and you go to realtor.com or Zillow and you end up talking to a realtor and you make a full price offer, well, don't think you've bought anything, because you haven't. No. And the crazy thing about it is how could you possibly avoid that? Well, you'd have to, you know, like on that deal there, you'd have to just said, okay, 50,000. You know, you come in at 20% over. I think it probably sold for at least that or more. You know, that's just the way it is. You know, it's a free enterprise. You know, there's no laws that protect you. There's no, you know, now if they had accepted my offer, my full price offer, if I'd had their signature on those electronic documents, well then, yeah, I can sue them for specific performance or whatever you call it. And but I didn't have anything. All I had done is sign my name, you know, confirming my offer, and the realtor hadn't submitted it to them. She just waited till she got some offers and submitted them all at the same time. And apparently mine was like number 20 out of 20. So yeah, that's the way that goes. You know, I'm driving the speed limit, guys. So what do you think about that, Rusty? I don't think much about it, actually. So anyway, well, you can't see the car passing me, but just visualize it. So anyway, the purpose of the video again is just to tell you that now if you found a property on Zillow or Realtor.com that had been posted for over 90 days and you made an offer, I feel like you could probably get it. But if it's a reasonably new listing, I doubt it. No, and if it says pending means sold. Okay, I mean and they probably have 10 offers. So yeah, when you run across a deal, you know, that looks pretty good, then you ain't gonna get it. You're just dreaming, man. You know, because apparently, I asked that realtor. I said, well, how did that girl, the person that came in over me at $35,000, I said, how'd they know I made an offer of $34,900? You know, I know how they knew, because she told the person on the phone she already had a full price offer, which was $34,900. So the person on the other end says, well, just make it $35,000. And then I come back with $35,001, you know, and on we go. And is that the way to buy property? I'm not buying a property at an auction. No. No. So, but yeah, but I'd already gone out and dug out my Blue Eddy and was getting ready to go do a little boondocking. I was making a list of what I needed. I'd already checked out the Verizon signal. It was a little weak up there in that village. But it was at least, there was 1 or 2 bars. And so I thought, well, I got the WeBoost. I can boost the signal for water. They got some RV parks and stuff. I could probably go there and fill up my water tank. They have to pay a little fee, so what? And then they had a propane place there, because when you're boondocking in a RV, motorhome, or travel trailer, or a fifth wheel, if you're running your refrigerator 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on propane, you might get 10 days, 12 days, depending on the size of your tank, propane tank. That'll last you about 10 to 12 days. Mine's a small tank, like 20-pound tank, and so I got about 12 days on propane, and then I'd have to go get that. And about the same on water. So when I went to get propane, I'd fill it with water too. Is that a problem? No, hell no. No, not at all. And to fill up that 20-pound tank's about $20 now. And so to do that 3 times a month for $60, that's still pretty reasonable rent and rent with utilities. So yeah, it was a great deal. So yeah, take a look at it. You're going to be very impressed. So with that in mind, guys, eBay real estate, man, I'm telling you, I'm not impressed with that, but you can't go back to the good old days. And I don't know, man, I don't know where these people come from, man. I guess they're like me. They're just sitting there with not much to do and checking out real estate and stuff. And when something pops up, they jump on it. And of course, you're competing also with Wall Street, because Wall Street has these things they're called REITs, real estate investment trusts, and they're buying up land and houses all over the United States because they found that they can get a good return on those. And what they do, they'll buy homes and then put them in a rental pool, and have a manager for a whole group of homes in a certain area, and then they just rate the people that rent them. In other words, you go in and rent the place, you're going to have to put up all kind of deposits to get in, number one, and large deposits. That's to get into these rental properties that are set up by these real estate investment trusts. And then when you leave, they're going to go in and charge you some more fees for things that were, quote, damaged, etc., that may have been damaged and may not have been, but you're going to be stuck with it, or you won't get your deposit back. And in fact, that's what they all want. Basically, when you put up a deposit, you just gave them that money, all right? Because it's just greed times 10. And but yeah, but that's how you learn, man. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't do the video driving, pointing the other way, because it's foggy a little bit now. I've had to leave the windshield wipers on. But yeah, we did. Rain here is good. Why? No forest fires, man. Wet trees, wet grass does not burn. But they said they were going to have the forest closed through the end of July, and I promise, I doubt that they'll change that, even though it's raining here. I doubt, even though they could. They could remove the burn ban right now. But will they? Well, you got a bureaucracy, man. Nobody wants to make a decision, because you make a decision, you're hung out to dry. Everybody will turn on you, But anyway, having said that, coming into, I don't know, I'm not into Ruidoso yet, but we're getting close. So I'll shoot this horse. But yeah, a little different look here. But anyway, from getting close to Ruidoso on a Tuesday morning, it's 55 degrees here, believe it or not. Thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Doesn't cost you a penny. Doesn't cost you 1 penny. Just click on the link, go to Amazon, buy whatever you choose. Drink plenty of water, stand guard at the door of your mind. Don't watch the news. Anyway, yeah, it's raining here, and that sign that lit up back there that said fire danger high. Well, see, you know, once they make a decision, once they say fire danger is high, I don't care if we had 50 feet of rain here, fire danger high. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, enjoy your day, and yeah, if you're going to buy some real estate, good luck. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.